Hey everybody, this is X-Wing RJ with my 33rd part in this series for the walkthrough of Subnautica. In the last video we traveled from the second temporary base to the Alien Containment Facility. And we're about to go down in there. You need to make sure you bring 2 blue tablets. If you only have one, you need to make another one. You should have the blueprint for that if you scanned it when you picked up the first one. And that should be all you need to go in here. Don't hang around outside right here because you'll end up attracting the Leviathan Sea Dragon out there. This is where you use the first blue tablet. You'll turn off the shield here and you can head inside. This is all air. You're not underwater. I mean, the building's underwater, but there's air in here, so you don't have to worry about running out of air. But you need to use the prawn for several things. Like this here, you're going to get 3 or 4 ion cubes out of this, and it replenishes itself. So you'll do this several times. It's a never-ending supply. So if you think you're going to need a bunch, keep coming back. Head up the stairs behind you, well, the ramp rather, behind you. Right below us is where you came in. And then there's just, in this room, there's just a few things that you can just scan. If you're trying to get all this, fill up your data entries, then you'll scan. I don't think you get any blueprints for any of the stuff you scan in this facility. Don't quote me on that, but there's a lot of stuff out here you can scan too. So I've got it on double speed right now because there's a lot to get through, and we won't be done with this facility until after the next video. So, you got all the stuff out of here, you scan and add to your data. Now the little crabs, little mechanical crab things walking around in here, I don't think they're aggressive, at least right now. I seem to remember them being aggressive like the first time I played through this, but they're leaving me alone here, so I could be mistaken about that. As you can see, the ion cubes have been replenished, and you can drill some more of them. You do have to drill them, you can't just pick them up. And it is important that you actually get those. You're probably going to need at a minimum 2 sets of those drilled ion cubes. Here's where you use the second blue tab, or tablet rather. Here you go in this room. I don't know why. I always walk around to the other side of this room before I jump in the water, but you could just jump right in right there. Jump in the water right there. It's no big deal. There's a platform underneath there. It's not very deep, and you'll be okay if you just jump right in. Oh, for warning, nothing in this, even though this is aggressive creatures in here, none of them are actually aggressive, and the game will tell you that. And here's a big part of the story right here.
Are you here to play? Others came here once. They built these walls. They played alone. They bored me. Now they're gone, and instead, we have you. We are curious whether you swim with the current or fight against it, as they did.
So, like I said, that is a Sea Emperor. And it's female, so it's kind of weird just calling it Emperor instead of Empress, but and it is not aggressive. In fact, it wants your help. So first thing I do is I go to the back of the room, and you don't have to do this. You can do this in pretty much any order. But back here, you've got an ion cube sitting on the ground. So I'm gonna hop out and grab that. And you don't have to drill that one. You can just pick it up. And then in here, you have another one of those teleportation gates that I pointed out in a previous video. The ion cube powers it. Now that teleportation gate takes you back up to the room just before you jump into the water. It's a really easy way. You can get back without using it, but it's a real pain in the butt. I've done it both ways because I didn't realize this room was in here the first time I played through. And you see that's a stalker right there, and it is not attacking like it normally would. So it's just more proof that everything in here is docile. There are sharks in here, obviously the Sea Dragon Emperor, and none of them are aggressive. So you are perfectly safe in this room. You feel free to explore around. There's a few more things that you can scan. A couple of sea creatures you haven't seen before. If you haven't gotten scans of the sharks, this is a good, this would be a good place because the sharks won't attack you. You can go and get a scan of a shark. Same with the stalkers. There are no teleporters in here. The Reapers or whatever they're called, the Warpers. So you don't have to worry about that. Although even if they were in here, they probably wouldn't be aggressive either. There's a couple of small caves in here to go in. Nothing really important in them at the moment. Again, there's things you can scan, of course, but the opposite end of the room from that little alcove with the teleportation is this platform here. As you can see, there's 5 eggs on it. Those are eggs for the Sea Dragon Emperors. But you're going to hop out, you're going to scan this platform if you want the scan, and put an ion cube in to power it, and then you'll listen to the Sea Dragon Emperor again.
My young need to hatch, to play outside this place. We have been here so long. The others built a passage to reach the world outside. I asked them for this freedom, but they could not hear me. If you help us, I will give you freely what the others tried in vain to take.
So basically you gotta help her eggs hatch. So you hop up here and she's going to blow the sand off this other teleportation platform back here. And then you go up and once again put another ion cube in it in order to power it up.
With the passage you have opened, my young can leave this place. But first they must feel the time is right and break free of their shells. This is what the others could not force from me. To you, I give the secret willingly.
New blueprint acquired.
So she gave you a blueprint for, I guess, an enzyme that will help her eggs hatch. And you just got to go around and collect the ingredients for it. Now the first ingredient is right here in this room. You can just follow my lead here. It's down inside the little caves I was telling you about. They don't go anywhere else, but they do have one of the items you need. And all of these, they're basically they're samples of plant life. So you're going to equip your knife and cut the item. So the first one is right here. Now I didn't check the blueprint, or I did, but I have trouble remembering the names. So I ended up just taking samples of several things. Some of them I don't need, but to take the sample, just equip the knife and just use it on it. So that first one I got is the item I need. It's the sample I need. You can see there. And that purple one isn't going to help me at all. But I look around in here a little bit. There's one of those crabs that always attacked us before. But it's docile in here, so we're safe. No worries. And I just wandered around in here a little bit, trying to get samples, thinking maybe some of them were like that one there. That maybe I could find more than one sample for that blueprint, but the only one that is useful in the blueprint, or rather, there's only one in this whole interior.
This area is growing outside its normal conditions. Other life forms fertilizing
holding area for the sea dragon emperor.
Environmental deficit.
There's only one in the only one of the ingredients in the whole area is in this holding area. So we will be leaving. That's it right there. Everybody already got it. That's the first one I got. There's another ion cube down here. Kind of a strange place for it. So I edited out a couple of minutes where I was just looking around and scanning a few other things that I hadn't scanned before. And that's all you can find in here. The other 4 items you're going to find, well, we got to go back up in the area above this holding pin. So I'm going to head back to that first teleportation gate that we opened up before we scanned the eggs and got basically the quest from the big sea dragon emperor. So you can see here, only out of all the samples I've got, only one of them count towards it. So head to the back of the room, go up to that first teleportation gate and go through it. It's the easiest way out of here to get to where we need to go. Obviously there's the other teleportation gate too. Also, see that rock over there? Looks a little different and out of place. You can mine through that, which I'm about to do. However, unless you're like really bored and really want to do it, there's no need to. There's nothing behind it. I thought maybe there'd be a cave or maybe some other item that I might find useful, but there's nothing there. And now, as I was saying, up to that teleportation room or gate. Jump jets and grappling hooks. And that's what really helps you get up there faster. It's kind of a nuisance. They put it so high. Shark getting in the way. So you just go through here, and it deposits you in the room above, where you jump into the water to begin with. Be careful when you jump down from there, that little ledge. First time I did that, I went too far and it actually went back into the water, and then I had to go around to the teleportation gate again. Yeah, I found if you're right up against the steps, it don't like to let you jump. So you gotta back up and make a jump from a little bit further away from the step. It's a little finicky like that. Now, once you get back to this room, go ahead and drill the ion cubes again. Trust me, you're going to need more. We're not just using them here. You're going to have to use a few back when we go back to the surface. Okay, so what you want to do now is we're going to visit all 6 rooms. 4 of them are necessary, 2 of them are just for more skins. So as you go to the first one to the right after you come out of that moon pool room or whatever you want to call it. You're going to come in here. You're going to drop a ion cube in here to power up this teleportation gate, and then we're going to go through it. We're going to do this 4 times, 4 different gates, and through each of these gates we will find one of the other 4 plant samples that are needed in order to make the enzyme for helping those eggs hatch. So you come through here and you come out here. This little force field thing that keeps the air in that room and the water out here. If you remember the mushroom forest from earlier in the game, this right here is where that is at. Up at the top of this little crevasse that we're at the bottom of, is the mushroom forest. And the sample we need comes from those mushroom trees. So we're going to swim up and grab that. And it's true, you could have done it earlier in the game, and I could have done it myself. Just snag the sample and save this part of the trip. But I didn't want to ruin the story for you. So you're going to swim up and grab your sample just from the bottom side of any of these mushroom pedestals. There's a sample, and I'm going to do a few other things too. Obviously I've got some samples that I don't need, so I'm going to head back to our above surface base. This is actually kind of a refreshing part of my gameplay through, because I was getting a little claustrophobic being down in all those caverns. And just the ability to get back up here into the surface was kind of refreshing. So I took advantage of it, and I did a couple of things while I was here. First and foremost, I'm going back to the base we built up here. That nice blue color is a nice change from all the red and dark greens and stuff from down below. But I'll go inside here and I'll drop off the samples we don't need. And if you remember from an earlier video, I made some ion powered batteries, power cells, but I didn't have enough of some of the materials to make more of them. Ideally I want 6. Ideally it would be 12, but 6 minimum to power the sub, 1 for each of them. But I get that while I'm up here. And this video is coming to an end here because I'm trying to keep it at 20 minutes. I broke it up, and we will continue this trip for getting the hatching enzymes made in the next video.